It's an honor to stand before you today, not just as a successful businessman, but as someone who has walked a long, challenging, and sometimes painful journey. The title of today's talk is Don't Complain Always, and it resonates with me deeply because there were many moments in my life when I could have chosen to complain. But I didn't, and if I had, I wouldn't be here today. I'm here to share not only the success, but also the failures, disappointments, and the tough road I've traveled, all without giving in to the temptation to complain. Let me take you back to my early years. I was born in Hangzhou, a city that has since become world famous, but back then it was just a modest town in China. My family wasn't wealthy. We didn't have connections to influential people. And my parents worked hard just to make ends meet. As a child, I was fascinated by the English language. I wanted to learn it because I knew it could open doors to the world. But in Hangzhou, there weren't many resources to learn English. So instead of complaining about the lack of opportunities, I found a way. Every morning, for 8 years, I would ride my bicycle to the nearest hotel where foreign tourists stayed. I would offer to give them free tours of the city in exchange for practicing my English with them. Think about that for a moment. 8 years of waking up early, rain or shine, just to learn a language. I could have easily complained. I could have said, why don't we have more English teachers in China? Or why can't I be born in a place where it's easier to learn this language? But I didn't. I just kept going. What I learned from this experience was that complaining doesn't change your situation. Action does. Complaining wastes energy that you could use to move forward. I've often shared this story, but it bears repeating. When I finished school, I applied for jobs at over 30 companies, and I was rejected by every single one of them. Yes, 30 companies. I even applied for a job at KFC. There were 24 people who applied, 23 of them got the job, except for me. I was the only one rejected. Let me be honest with you. When you're constantly being rejected, it's hard. It hurts. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like the world is unfair. And yes, there were many nights when I would lie in bed and wonder, why me? Why am I the one being rejected again and again? But even then, I didn't complain. I didn't blame the companies or the people who rejected me. Instead, I asked myself, what can I do better? How can I improve myself? Complaining might have given me temporary comfort. It might have allowed me to feel like a victim of circumstance. But that wouldn't have helped me. What I needed was resilience. What I needed was to keep moving forward, to keep trying. And that's exactly what I did. When I started Alibaba, people thought I was crazy. In 1999, the internet in China was practically non-existent. Most people didn't even know what the internet was, let alone how to use it to build a business. But I saw the potential. I believed that the internet could help small businesses in China connect to the world. I gathered 17 of my friends in my apartment and shared my vision with them. I told them I wanted to build a platform where small and medium-sized enterprises could compete on a global scale. Many of them didn't believe it was possible, but a few of them did. And we decided to give it a try. The early days were tough. We didn't have any money. We didn't have a fancy office. We didn't even have the support of the government. In fact, for the first 3 years, Alibaba made no profit. Zero. Imagine working day and night, putting everything you have into your business and seeing no financial return. There were so many moments when we could have complained. We could have said, this is too hard or the market isn't ready for what we're trying to do, but we didn't. Instead of complaining, we focused on the work. We focused on solving problems one step at a time, and slowly things began to change. As Alibaba started to gain traction, we faced fierce competition. Companies like eBay entered the Chinese market, and they had far more resources than we did. They had more money, more people, more technology. It would have been easy to complain about how unfair it was. After all, we were just a small company trying to survive. And here was this giant corporation coming in to take over the market. But instead of complaining, we focused on what we could control. We couldn't outspend eBay, but we could outthink them. We knew that the Chinese market was different from the American market, and we used that knowledge to our advantage. We focused on building a platform that was tailored to the needs of Chinese businesses. We focused on customer service, on trust, on understanding the local culture. In the end, Alibaba won. We didn't win because we had more money or more resources. We won because we didn't waste time complaining. We used every challenge as an opportunity to learn and to grow. One of the most important lessons I've learned in my journey is that your attitude determines your altitude. It's easy to have a good attitude when things are going well. It's easy to be optimistic when everything is going according to plan. But what happens when things don't go well? What happens when life throws challenges your way? That's when your true character is revealed. In those moments, you have a choice. You can choose to complain, to focus on what's wrong, to feel sorry for yourself. Or you can choose to look for solutions, to keep moving forward, to stay positive, even when it feels like everything is against you. There have been so many moments in my life when I could have given up, when I could have said, this is too hard, or this isn't fair. But I chose not to complain. I chose to keep going. And that choice has made all the difference. Complaining is dangerous because it blinds you to opportunities. When you're focused on what's wrong, you can't see what's right. When you're focused on your problems, you can't see the solutions that are right in front of you. I've seen so many people fall into this trap. They complain about the economy, about their competitors, about their lack of resources. But while they're busy complaining, someone else is out there finding a way to succeed. I'm not saying that you should ignore your problems. Of course, you need to be aware of the challenges you're facing. But instead of complaining about them, you need to ask yourself, what can I do to overcome this? How can I turn this challenge into an opportunity? One of the most powerful tools you have as an entrepreneur is optimism. When you're optimistic, you see the world differently. You see challenges as opportunities. You see failure as a stepping stone to success. You see every setback as a chance to learn and to grow. Optimism isn't about ignoring reality. It's about believing that no matter how tough things get, you can find a way through. It's about having faith in yourself, in your team, and in your vision. When I started Alibaba, I wasn't the smartest person in the room. I wasn't the most experienced, but I was the most optimistic. I believed that we could build something great, even when the odds were against us. And that belief kept me going through the toughest times. One of the harsh realities of life is that the world doesn't owe you anything. Just because you work hard doesn't mean you'll succeed. Just because you have a great idea doesn't mean the market will embrace it. Just because you're a good person doesn't mean that life will be fair to you. This can be a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth. And once you accept it, you can stop wasting time feeling entitled or complaining about what you don't have. Instead, you can focus on what you can do with what you do have. When I was rejected from all those jobs, I didn't think, this is unfair. I thought, what can I do to create my own opportunities? When Alibaba wasn't making any money, I didn't think, the world owes me success. I thought, how can we create value for our customers? The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe it to yourself to make the most of your talents, your ideas, and your opportunities. You owe it to yourself to keep going, even when it feels like the world is against you. One of the reasons people complain is because they're afraid of failure. They're afraid of making mistakes, of being rejected, of falling short of their goals. But failure is a part of life. It's a part of business. It's a part of success. I've failed many times in my life. I've made mistakes. I've been rejected. But every failure has taught me something valuable. Every mistake has made me stronger. Every setback has been a stepping stone to something greater. If you want to succeed as an entrepreneur, you have to embrace failure. You have to be willing to take risks, to make mistakes, to learn from them, and to keep going. Complaining about failure won't help you. Learning from it will. One of the most important things you can do as an entrepreneur is to believe in your vision. There will be times when no one else believes in you. There will be times when the world tells you that what you're trying to do is impossible. But if you believe in your vision, if you're willing to work hard for it, if you refuse to give up, then anything is possible. When I started Alibaba, people thought I was crazy. They told me it would never work. They told me that I was wasting my time. But I believed in my vision. I believed that the internet could transform the way small businesses operate. And I was willing to work day and night to make that vision a reality. Your vision is your guiding star. It's what keeps you going when things get tough. It's what gives you the strength to keep moving forward even when the road is long and difficult. Believe in your vision and don't let anyone or anything take that belief away from you. As I stand before you today, I'm not here to tell you that I've figured it all out. I'm not here to say that I have all the answers. The truth is, the journey never ends. Even after achieving success, there are still new challenges, new obstacles, new failures. But what I've learned is that the key to success is not to complain, but to keep moving forward. Every one of you here today has the potential to achieve great things. You have the potential to change the world, to build something meaningful, to leave a legacy. But the road will not be easy. There will be moments when you want to give up. There will be moments when you feel like complaining, like blaming the world for your problems. In those moments, I urge you to remember this. Complaining will get you nowhere. Action, resilience, and optimism will take you where you want to go. Believe in yourself, believe in your vision, and don't waste time complaining. The world is full of opportunities for those who are willing to work for them. Go out there and seize them. Thank you.